Good afternoon. This video is to help you to make the SallyTuckPlus dress. The basic Sally Tuck dress is made in the 130 by 180 hoop, and you have to stitch the side seams, which are very simple, but in this extended version, the plus version, it enables you to stitch the side seams in the hoop, and it has a neat trick for neatening the edges of the lining as well, the facing. So I want to try and show you that extra step. The extra step is also included in the playsuit design, which is also in the pack. So you can do this design in a 160 by 260 hoop, but it will be vertical, and I felt I couldn't cope with that after making dozens and dozens of these dresses horizontally. So my design is horizontal in a 200 by 300 hoop. I've made one piece already, exactly as the instructions in the first two videos, and I've made the second piece up to adding the facing. Here's my facing. You see I've got a selvage edge across the bottom, and I'm folding the facing back out of the way. Then I'm going to bring the back part of the dress face down, and I'm going to line it up on the stitching line for the facing. You can also feel through and get the flowers in the same places as well, which is quite cunning. My hoop is brought forward so that you can see this. The edge of the stitch line that holds the facing on is here, where I'm pointing with my finger, not where the needle is. And I've got the edge of the stitch for the facing line here as well on the back piece, which I've put exactly like that. So I'm going to just put that back into the machine, and the next stitch line is the side seam, and it will stitch from that point downwards. So here we go. Let's see if we can do that. Flatten that out. Don't worry about all this fabric over here, it's only going to do that bit. There we are. I've got extra fabric at the sides because I haven't cut anything to size, and that's bringing this to this side now, so I can do exactly the same. Now there's not really any lining up to do this time because you've done it when you did the first lot, so it's being held down on that far side. Please excuse my fabric, it was all I could find today. I've run out of pretty ditzy prints. This is some broderie anglaise. It is not the best fabric for you to try and use for this design because the embroidery does complicate things a little bit. Made it particularly difficult to cut out. There we are. There's the second side seam. Now the really neat trick is it's going to stitch those side seams again, but before we do, we're just going to tuck this part down and fold the facing down as well, and stitch the seam back in the other direction like this. And you'll see quite cleverly it's stitched the facing together. Now we're going to do the same on this side. Just tuck everything in and pull that facing down. I'm holding it down with my finger just till the embroidery foot's gone past. I don't want the embroidery foot to duck underneath it. So there we have it. We now have our piece. It's gone back to the beginning again. Let me just do that so it goes out of the way. Oh, I can't get it quite out of the way enough, and I'm worried that my camera battery is going to die. So what I have to do now is cut this out, just as before, turn it through, and I've got a dress complete apart from the hem. You might think this isn't long enough. You can always add a bit, you can always shorten it a bit, you can always make it long enough to be a nightie. It's a very versatile design, so good luck with it.